There we go. So, we're heading into Cornelia Town, where both runners are going to buy a hammer. We're having a bit of trouble on Green's side. I don't know what that was. Oh dear. That's not the way you want to start your run. So, both runners are buying a hammer, because the first thing we're going to do is glitch that hammer into a knight's armor, which is some of the later armor in the game. However, the equipment glitch, basically you enter into two menus at the same time, and due to how the game is programmed, you end up with, I think it's like item ID numbers. So, for example, the hammer would be weapon ID number 1, and the knight's armor would be armor ID number 1. So if you switch menus, the game gets confused, doesn't know which one you're in, gives you both. Or at least that's how I understand it. I also just tend to call it magic. So both runners done some magic here. Also changed the config so that they can run around, move the messages as fast as possible, all of that stuff. And now they are heading off to rescue the king's daughter. And this is where we straight away find out the joys of random encounters. I can't wait for someone in chat, by the way, to say, Kib is talking absolute bum fluff, and that's not how the equipment glitch works at all, by the way. Yeah, I didn't introduce myself, I forgot that one. I'm Kibetha. I'm a very rusty commentator. Used to do the tournament until last week. And waiting to see which of my fellow group Earthquake runners here, because both these guys were in my group in the group stage, is going to join me in Loser Town. So yeah, next equipment glitch here, we're getting some judgment staffs, this being one of the most powerful magic weapons in the game. So when used as an item, this casts Flare, which is one of the most powerful spells in the game. You can kind of see how this run is gonna go here. Basically, we're just cheating from the outset to get the most powerful weapons and armor in the game. But we glitch it here because it's a quick and easy thing that we can glitch that does a decent amount of damage so that we can kill the first boss, who Ausabe is currently having a bit of trouble getting to. So yeah, as you can see, we're just going to boosh Garland a bit. The default weapons that we get on our characters only do about 5-10 damage at max, whereas we're getting up to about 50 to 100, which is much better, considering he's got 200 HP. Cleric's still suffering from that minor menuing problem at the beginning there. Also noticing that he hasn't got live split working, so our race currently isn't quite official. But it's okay, I'm sure we can manually time it at the end if it comes down to the last few seconds. Yep, as Toki says, turns out knives aren't great at piercing steel plate armor. Funny story about that one. I once forgot that equipment menu. Genuinely tried to fight Garland with knives. Went well. So just some cutscenes here, mashing some text. On GreenCleric's side, you're going to see him talk to Sarah so that he skips a couple of seconds, because the game will actually call you back, but if you talk to her, she gives you the loot. What do you need a loot for? The final dungeon. What could you do in the previous versions of this game? Miss it and have to go all the way back here when you get to the final dungeon in however many hours' time. But luckily, in this version, they cut that out, made sure that you can't miss it. And now that we've rescued the princess, our friendly neighborhood Cornelians are gonna build us a bridge so that we can get out of this horrible little island. and start the real journey. I'm not actually sure which route these guys are going to be using. It won't be too relevant until a little bit further. I'm just trying to work out if I can actually commentate this and have any idea what they're doing. We will find out in about 5-10 minutes. So Ausabe still with that little head start from technical difficulties. Heading into Provoker, where we want to get a ship so that we can sail a bit around the world. We'll be using that for the rest of the game. However, first to get a ship, then you need to steal one from some pirates. They're pirates, they're bad guys, it's alright, you don't have to feel bad about stealing. So this is the first use of the judgment staff you can see here. We are just gonna get rid of 9 of them in one blast. Yeah, the icons under the life splits, including on Cleric's side, where he hasn't actually got a life split running at the moment, that's just the number of games won by both the runners. So, as you can see, Green has won 1, and Ausabe has currently won none. Best of 3. Today is the day. Oh yeah, don't worry. Both the timers should be pretty much the same. I'm just going to pretend it's something really important and terrible, just to bully GreenCleric a bit. Can't believe he's going to lose this race just because he messed up his timer. God, those are the breaks, great guys. So, as you can see, Ausabe has got his boat. First thing he's going to get is some encounters, which is great. You don't actually get that many encounters when you're on the sea, but when you do, they tend to be a bit of a pain. That was a lucky one there. Actually, lucky one on both sides there. Buccaneers are fairly easy to run from. Sahagins, not so much. So yeah, like this early on, we've got the Knight's Armor, which actually slows us down but stops us from taking basically any damage. As you can see, everyone's just taking 1 damage from these guys rather than like 5-10 more, which is great because we don't have to worry about things attacking us really. But we are going to be looking towards getting some speed equipment because agility is the main stat in this run. It's the main one that we care about because it decides whether or not we can run away from these random encounters, which, as you can see, we've got quite a lot of already. And Cleric's just got some gold needles. I think we're going to see some safe runs today. Always good to see some nice safe runs in a race. Anyone who doesn't really know very much about this run, it's very, very RNG based. All the random encounters in the later game mostly have a chance of killing you if they go badly. So we'll see some safety saves, we'll see people buying some safety items, as we did with the gold needles there, and basically the idea is just to stay alive and try and be fast. Yep, we're gonna see a world record here today, guys. GreenCleric with a time of 0! And Ausabe, first into the Marsh Cave. Right, this is our first dungeon. It doesn't really deserve the name. I was just about to talk about how low the chances of getting encounters are on this floor, and then Ausabe ran into one. It ran into two. Excellent. Good start. You can't call that commentator's curse because it happened before I said it. Basically, you don't get many encounters in this place, which is wonderful. You can run in, run out. There's just one spike tile up before the chest that we actually need to get for the story. So yeah, those two encounters on that first floor have actually let GreenCleric catch up a bit. And Ausabe with the 4 Pisca Demons. I don't know if he does the magic route, but if he does, that's a good thing. And yeah, on GreenCleric's side, you can see that he healed up before he went into this. On Ausabe's side, you can see he didn't. As you can see the difference there, quite a lot. These Pisca Demons hit very hard when they want to. Sometimes they don't get an attack in, sometimes they do. Wow, that troll bat though. The bats and their movement, it's just random. They just go to whatever square around them that they feel like. So occasionally you just run straight into them. And Green just had to do a bat dodge and then got an encounter on the next tile, of course. If he is doing... Actually, that could work out for him if he's doing Black Mage route, because his Black Mage was alive, so he'll get double the XP. Yeah, anyone who doesn't know? I'm going to say that a lot, aren't I? If there are one or more characters dead, then the other characters share the same amount of XP between the living ones. So say you've got 2 characters dead, your other 2 characters will get twice the XP, which is what just happened there with Pisca Demons. Basically, if the Black Mage had died, it would have been carnage. GreenCleric, I think, does the same route as me. We will find out. I think he might even use my notes. The Black Mage's level doesn't matter quite as much, whereas Ausabe, after Astos, will need to be level 8. That's a good Astos fight, because Astos casts Death as one of his primary abilities. He is very commonly casts that on the first turn, but not that time. That time he just decided to punch someone, rather than waste his energy on a spell. In before on Ausabe's side, we're going to see the Black Mage die. It's always how it goes. It's always the character you don't want to die. Interesting choice there. Ausabe choosing not to attack with the White Mage? Oh no, just to do a normal attack with the White Mage. Alright then. Meanwhile, Green, now a little bit ahead. And he's already done his shopping in Elfheim, so he can just head straight past. Gonna get back on his boat and head up to just past Cornelia, where he's going to do the next fetch quest. If you guys hadn't already gathered, this game is largely fetch quests. Yeah, if anyone was wondering, Speed Gaming Bot has just posted in the chat the current bracket standings for the rest of our tournament. I think this is the last race for this round of the tournament, or possibly the second to last, depending on what happens today. But yeah, you can see that these guys are fighting for the chance to go through and race the current world record holder. So good luck to them on that one. Glad it's not me. Yeah, Ausabe is now going into Elfheim to do his shopping, where he's going to buy Fire and Thundara for his Black Mage. He's going to be using these to take care of mobs a little bit faster than GreenCleric. And he will also have it a little bit earlier, which is great for killing some things. Green doing a safe exit there, no brooms. And anyone who has not seen the broom in action, we saw a beautiful one not very long ago that was posted in our Discord. The brooms are like bats, except slower and generally less predictable. And they like to sit in doorways occasionally. We call it being broomed. And basically you can't get past it for like a good 10-15 seconds. You just have to sit there and wait for the magic broom to get out of your way. If it feels like getting out of your way, it can also just kind of go back in your way and then kind of just like dance in front of you and laugh in your face and, you know, tell your mum jokes while you wait for it. And all the time that timer is just, you know, timer is just ticking. That is a good point. Why don't we call it being swept? Green now quite, well, good minute ahead, I think. It's on the second half of the fetch quest. So I'm gonna do the thing, right? So we went to the caves and we got the crown from the Pisca demons, and we took the crown to Astos because Astos was meant to be the Elf King, but then he reveals himself and was like, "Oh no, I am not the Elf King." But he stole Matoya's eyeball, so then we got the crystal eye from him. So when we could go all the way up to Matoya's cave, where we give Matoya the eyeball, and she can see because she couldn't see without her eyeball, which makes sense really. And then we take her Jolt tonic that she gives us as a reward, and we take it to the prince. And the prince says, "Oh yay, I can wake up now because you jolted me." And then he gives you a key that he's passed down from his ancestors, and then you can get to some treasure boxes, which is great because then we can use those treasure boxes to glitch some agility equipment. Which is what Green's doing here. The Thieves' Armlets we are going to get put on every slot that we can, which, as you'll notice, isn't the shield slot. Obviously we can't put it on the weapon slot, it's not a weapon. But we can put armlets on, like, our heads and on our feet and, you know, everything else. But we can't put it on the shield slot. There's a known thing in this game where basically if you defend against an attack, it has a certain number of animations it uses that are tied up with whatever is in your shield slot. So if it doesn't have an animation to go with it because it's not meant to be in the shield slot, the game just kind of freaks out and freezes and goes, "I don't know what to do," and then you hard lock and your run's over. So not worth the risk of it, even though the Thieves' Armlets make us much faster at this point. And Ausabe is also glitching something with the bronze gloves. I believe that's the Sage's staff? I am about to find out. Sorry for the lack of knowledge, guys. I'm just a humble commentator. I don't know anything about this game. Are there party requirements? Good question. Yeah, there pretty much are. We've tried a few things. Basically, every character that we've got here has a use that we absolutely essentially need it for. Possibly not the thief, but the thief is our main damage dealer, so he's useful. The warrior, we need him because he's the only one who can equip some of the items that we need to use for the equipment glitch. The white mage we need for the last battle. Like, we could probably skip the white mage completely, except for we absolutely need her for the last battle. And our black mage is casting haste. He also equips the ribbon, which is very, very useful. You know, he's in some routes he's the main magic dealer, so he's the main kind of, he deals with the unrunnable encounters when you just need to spam some AoE magic. So yeah, they all have like their place in the team, and we've been trying to get rid of the warrior for such a long time because he's mostly useless, but we just need him too much because otherwise we couldn't glitch half the equipment. It would be rubbish. 2 thieves would be the dream, but no. Yeah, the thing about the warrior is I think he can use almost all the equipment in the game. Not the magic stuff, probably. Oh, this is where I'm like pretending I know things. But he can equip pretty much everything. And we may be able to glitch like everything in the game from other things, but if we can't equip the thing in the first place, we can't get it into the menu, and therefore we can't like duplicate it from one menu to the other, so we wouldn't be able to use it at all, which is rubbish. I've totally missed what's going on. GreenCleric just did one of the most important equipment glitches of the game. He just got himself a barbarian sword. In fact, I believe he just got himself 2 barbarian swords. Barbarian sword is the strongest sword in the game by, I think it's like 3 times as strong as the second strongest. It's meant to be like a rare drop from the optional super boss at the end of the optional dungeon that's only found in this remake of the game. But I mean, we can just glitch it 20 minutes into the run. What's wrong with that? We don't have to fight Chronodia. Why would we do that? So yeah, Green has just gone from a little bit behind to quite a long way in front of Ausabe, actually. Ausabe just finished destroying the landscape so that he can get out of the little inlet that we're stuck in at the beginning of the game. As you're about to see, he's just blasted a massive hole in the terrain, which is totally fine. Nothing could go wrong. Is the optional boss the guy who keeps throwing floods at you? Do you mean Chaos? Because no, he's the final boss. I don't actually know very much about Chronodia. I've never done her. I just know that she has several forms where she has like a bunch of extra heads. Or like, I don't know. She just gets more. There is more of her. The more you fight her, or something. You can tell I haven't played this game very casually. She just gets more, okay? I mean, technically Chaos does actually throw floods at you as well. But probably that one that Mr. GBA world record holder just put in there for you. He knows things. Ask that man. Oh, we missed the Barbarian Sword in action there. That was a boss that just happened, that we just missed, because it happened in a fraction of a second. We can one-shot the majority of bosses from now on, or at least two-shot it with the Warrior and the Thief. From now until kind of nearly the end of the game. That's the power of the Barbarian Sword in action. Good old runner high five just happened there. Ausabe making his way to Vampire at the same time as Green is making his way out. The Cavern of Earth, by the way, is a bit of a pain. I'm going to be calling a lot of things a bit of a pain. This game is a bit of a pain, really. But yeah, you have to go down to the 3rd floor via a bunch of encounters that can kill you, by the way. Also the unrunnable encounters here with the Pisca Demon. Down to the 3rd floor where you kill the vampire and you head through thinking, yeah, I can get to the Lich now. And you get to the end of the 3rd floor and there's just this tablet there that you can't get past. You have to run all the way out of the 3 floors again, go across the continent, go and get an earth rod from some random dude in a cave. There's a lot of random dudes in a cave in this game. And then you have to come all the way back and go all the way down to those 3 floors and then keep going to the 5th floor. So we will see the 1st, 2nd and 3rd floors 3 times in this playthrough. But that's okay because neither of these runners have committed the travesty of playing the 15 puzzle, so I don't need to talk about that stupidity. We will just take our painful 3 floors like men. Just FYI, in the race chat, Ausabe's saying, let's go for a 30-minute vampire. Damn it, he didn't quite make it. Saved a minute and a half on his expected time there. So the Wraiths there on Ausabe's screen, another one of the encounters that we're a bit worried by. When there's just a couple of them like that, not too bad. Oh, Ochre Jellies. That's a rare encounter. Nice. Yeah, but like they can be difficult to run from, and they can also paralyze your party members. So some routes tend to attack those instead of try and flee from them. Again, depends how many there are and how much you're trying to catch up time. Yes, this race is live. These guys are running right now. That's actually the main problem. Why this race was so slow, like so late after all the others. These guys live in different time zones and were really having trouble because they both got busy schedules. We're really having trouble trying to find a time that they could both race live at the same time, which happened to be on a Tuesday night, I guess. Ausabe, I believe, is French, therefore it's kind of 2:40 in the morning for him, I think. Whereas Green is somewhere in French Canada, I think. Yeah, sorry, I lied. This race is about, for you guys, about 20 seconds in the past. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have lied. No safety save from Green there. Let's hope he doesn't need it. The worst thing in these runs is when you get an encounter that you just can't do anything about, and you just watch yourself die, and you go, when was the last time I safety saved? That's why you'll be seeing both these runners, hopefully, safety saving. Possibly not, because at this point, in the group stages, it mattered what our times were. In the first and second round and all of that, basically, if you lose enough time that you have to go back to a safety save, you've probably lost against your opponent anyway. You might see a forfeit if that happens. Though that said, this run, pretty much anything can happen in the last 15 minutes. There is a link to the past rando starting in 20 minutes on the other SG channel, just if you wanted to know that. However, everybody knows that Link to the Past randomizer is overdone and boring, and you should stay here and watch these guys because they're amazing. Just saying. Just my personal opinion. Green is just approaching first of the four fiends. These guys are, well, I'd like to call them bosses, but the Barbarian Sword kind of just renders them into slightly tough opponents. Lich, however, is probably the only exception to that rule, because we're so underleveled at this point. You may have noticed that we've got very low HP, particularly the Black Mage. Lich can do an AoE Blizzard, and we have seen people have to restart from the safety save about 5 times because Lich just keeps spamming Blizzard. Luckily though, got an attack in there, not a Blizzard. Nice. Yes, Green is currently ahead, probably by about a minute and a half. Yeah, you can genuinely lose more time to the bats. You are correct, Toku. Nice thing about the Four Fiends is you get a nice break after each one of them. There's just about enough time to go and grab yourself a Pepsi Max out of the cupboard. Why do I know that, you ask? Well, I think I do that pretty much every single break. But yeah, there's 4 fiends, 4 cutscene breaks. Very nice. It is an hour and 30-minute run. We probably shouldn't complain about not having any breaks, but you know, we're Final Fantasy runners. We're not used to doing all of this stuff without cutscenes. Oh, that's a Wraith ambush for Ausabe. Oh dear, it's not looking good. Somehow his warrior is still going. And he's accidentally just defended there. I don't think that's what he meant to do. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Good job, Gung Ho. That's what you want from your Black Mage. Oh, that's not what you want from your Black Mage. Save us, White Mage, save us! Oof. Very close to a power lock there. Paralysis isn't fatal, it's not a game over if everyone gets paralyzed, but there's a chance every turn that your character's going to break out of paralysis. There's also a chance they're not going to break out of paralysis, and you're just sat there with no control while your monsters just wail on you. Meanwhile, Green is just entering Crescent Lake, which is another nice shopping opportunity. I believe since he's doing my route, he's going to do a bit of inventory management by selling a couple of things. And then he is going to buy some ethers, which, of course, restore your MP. Don't need them just yet, but they'll be very useful later. Then buying some extra stuff so that he can do some equipment glitching. And it's round 2 of agility equipment. We are going to be making the black garb this time. Again, we're just going to be swapping from the weapon slot to all the armor slots. One little extra thing you may have noticed there, if you've got beady eyes, he's also making a black robe, which in the equipment item menu route, which I think probably has a better name than that, but I don't know it. The equipment item menu group, he is going to use that to cast Blizzara on his foes, which is going to help him out with some of the unrunnables. Oh dear, I think we might have I think Ausabe just skipped a safety save on Lich. Oh jeez. Oh, did I just commentate to curse him? And he didn't heal. Oh dear. That's the Blizzara. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think he'd saved. I think he'd been trying to catch up. Oh dear. Yep, and Ausabe has just forfeited the race. Oh no. That is definitely something that happens quite often on Lich, but I think because he was just trying to catch up as much as he could to Green, he took a bit of a risk there and it didn't pay off. So unfortunately, that is Ausabe out of the tournament. He was doing such a great job as well. That, yeah, that is this game. You take the risk with the RNG to go fast, sometimes it does not pay off. Green, however, does have to finish this race to record a win. So we will be singing the rest of the run. And there is quite a lot of the run left. So we don't have a race anymore, but we do still have a very good run going on. And I think Green is making some fairly good time here. So yeah, meanwhile, on Green's screen, unfortunately, now he is just finishing the race for finishing the race. But he is in the most dangerous part of the run here. Possibly, probably, I would say. The Cavern of Ice has a bunch of dangerous encounters because we are very underleveled. We've kind of sequence broke the game to get here. I mean, there's no reason that we can't get here, but the game would rather that we went and killed Marilith right now. But instead, we are going to the Cavern of Ice so that we can get the airship. In the very depths of the Cavern of Ice, there is a levy stone. There's also a great grinding point, which we're going to use to get our mages to level 18. But yeah, it does mean that this place is a little bit scary, especially since you will have noticed the warrior and the thief are being kept at low HP levels. Actually, everyone's kind of being kept at low HP levels right now. But we tend to want the warrior and the thief below 70. They're kind of on the cusp of that right now, actually. So I think Green's going to have to heal up his mages and possibly take some Blizzard spam. Blizzard? Thundar, that's the one. Oh, that's not a fun ambush. Cockatrices, with their attacks, can one-shot petrify your characters. However, they're all missing. I mean, I'm sure he will be happy with that one. You see an ambush like from cockatrices and you go, oh no, I'm gonna die. And if you don't, it's quite the nice feeling. So yeah, as you can see there, he just waited for the Evil Eye, which is the spiked tile boss there, to wipe his warrior and his thief. And now he's going to grind on that tile, because every time you step on it, you will get the same encounter, which is kind of a mini-boss here. Gives a massive ton of XP, so it's very quick to get your characters to level up here. And because we killed the warrior and the thief, the same amount of XP that they would have got, that they would have shared between 4 of them, they're now going to share between 2 of them, so the grind will be twice as fast. And why is 18 a magic number? You are possibly asking. Probably, maybe, I don't know. You are now. It's because actually 19 is the magic number, but we are going to be doing a few non-optional encounters that will definitely get us to 19. However, we get into 18 so that we can get to 19 after that. And at level 19, we can get some level 5 spells, which we definitely need to be able to finish the game. Haven't you heard of the song? 18 is a magic number? Yes, it is. It's a magic number. I think it was 18. Might have possibly been something a little different. Huh. So yeah, now we're getting the thief up, but we're still leaving the warrior down with his face in the mud there. This is because the thief has a bit of a lower HP pool than the warrior, and we are going to need him to have high HP to survive chaos at the end, so he needs a couple of extra levels on the warrior there. So yeah, that was the Cavern of Ice done with minimal casualties, which is nice. Didn't even get to talk about all the many ways that you can die in the Cavern of Ice. Cleric is now going to head back through the canal maze on his canoe, which I did not mention at all, but he got the canoe after having picked up, I think it was after killing Lich. Again, with the fetch quest, you kill Lich, then you get given a canoe, and then you can go there to Levystone, and then you can get the Levystone to get the airship, and then you can take the airship to get to the Citadel of Trials, and then you can get the rat tail from the Citadel of Trials, and then you can level up your characters. Sorry, I talk a little bit fast. It has been mentioned to me. My bad, I thought Green was going to sail off into the distance there. I was like, has he forgotten where he's going? But no, just taking a little bit of a jump out first. I know all about the lore of this game, Jono. There is oh so much story. Very deep, meaningful plot. Get this thing to get this thing to do this. Boom. Yeah, so we've picked up a stone in a random ice cavern somewhere down, somewhere at the edge of the world, and then we go to a desert randomly somewhere else at the edge of the world, and an airship rises out of the sand, and we're like, okay, cool, yep, I'll take that. All right then. That's safety save right there. That's a very that's Green definitely trying to be safe as possible. Oh. But this is why the sandworm in the desert, you can get ambushed by it, and it does have a one-shot ability called Earthquake, which can just inflict death on your characters, which hits everyone, can hit everyone, can kill everyone. Pretty rare, but it does happen. You can tell he wants to be safe as houses here. Also, we've had a couple of runners in this tournament die to random encounters in the Citadel of Trials, which isn't a particularly dangerous place, but that's just this game. If you try hard enough, you can die to almost anything if it goes wrong. Nowhere is safe in FF1 PSP, even with the best equipment in the game. Oh, that was an early Minotaur zombie. That's one of the unrunnables here. It's alright though, just give it a good smack with the Barbarian Sword. He ain't gonna be coming back from that. Toku, what is a Hydra Crocodile? I don't even know what that is. Oh wow, yeah, that is impressive. That's very impressive. Good job. So, unfortunately for us, one of the chests we need for equipment glitching, and I'm not actually sure what we use the healing staff to glitch. It's quite a lot later in the game we use it, I think. But we have to grab that from that chest, which means we have to go on the spike tile on the corner twice. And that is a nightmare encounter, which is not technically unrunnable. You can run from it, but it's such a low chance of being runnable that it's just faster to just kill them. Now spike tile dragon zombies. This is why I mentioned that we only needed to get to level 18 in the Cavern of Ice, because we have to kill all these things that we can't dodge. Because we have to go over that tile. And Green clearly wasn't level 19, so he has jumped back and gone on the tile again. That should take him to 19. I'm surprised he wasn't already there. One thing you can do is stop at 17.5 in the Cavern of Ice. It's a bit of a risk because you don't know what encounters you're going to get on the way out of the cavern, and you don't know what you're going to get as like an extra unrunnable in the Citadel. It could save time, but you could also just have to do a bit of extra grinding on that spike tile before the throne in the Citadel. But oh, there's another sandworm. They really want to get him today. No timers. No, unfortunately, Green messed up his timer at the very start of the race. There was a bit of a... I think he had a window open by accident, and then I think he pressed something to close it, and then, you know, it got a bit weird. So his timer messed up at the beginning of the race, and Ausabe has obviously stopped his stream, so no timer there. We are about 45 minutes in, I think. I don't actually know what time we started. Yeah, we started at 10 past, so we are 50 minutes in. Now, this is one of the parts of the game that I just do without really know why I'm doing it. All of that with the grinding and the levystone and the airship and the citadel was so that we could upgrade our characters. We've now got a knight and a ninja and a black wizard and white wizards instead of what we had before. We now have, I think, jobs instead of classes. I'm not sure about the terminology there. But this, I think, gives us a bit of a power up, bit of a power boost. Means that some jobs can wear different equipment, which doesn't actually matter since we're glitching it, but it means that we can access more equipment so that we can do more glitches. Also means that we can learn more spells. I think there's probably other reasons. My bad, I don't know those. Those will have to do you. Announcer knew that we should have started at 1, but we didn't. Announcer did not know exactly when. Also, when did I become announcer? Announcer Kib. Oh, I like it. Most importantly, they've got some swag fashion going on now. Mages have to be level 19. We're not going to find that for a bit. After Marilith, we're going to do some magic shopping. And we can only access those spells if we are level 19. Which is why we only care about the mages being level 19, and the rest of the party can just, you know, be squishy. So a bit more of the fetch questing there. We just went and bought a fairy, and then we promptly went and released the fairy, because then the fairy got us a bubble of oxygen from the bottom of a lake. Basically, we can breathe underwater now. No, we're not going to be trying to breathe under the lava. That will just come in later. Okay, Mount Gog. So much happens in this damn run. So much talking. Mount Gog, basically. You can see that there are tiles with lava and there are tiles without lava. You might think what we're probably meant to do is not stand on the lava. Well, you would be wrong, because we are trying to stand on the lava, because we don't get encounters when we're standing on the lava. So that is why you can see we are following the lava here. However, yes, that does do damage for every tile that we stand on. So we have to strike a balance here between keeping our characters kind of healthy in case we get an ambush, which hurts us, and also, you know, following the lava as much as we can, and going fast. So if you're trying to do a PB run, you would follow all the lava and not stop to save, not stop to heal, just run and hope you don't get anything. In a race, obviously, you want to be a little bit safer, which is why Green just stopped to heal there. Stop him for last heal. Also going to wake up the warrior now that the thief's got a couple of levels. Missed how much HP he's got there. Malif can actually do an AoE fire attack. It's not quite as lethal as Lich's Blazara because we've got more HP now. But it would take out pretty much everyone except the thief if she were to cast it. And it's about 50% chance that she cast it. Oh, but we good. We safe. This is our second crystal. In fact, I think it's no. This is the second crystal. You can't get to Kraken before. Or can you? Yes, you could. You could go to Kraken and get, because you've got the Oxy Ale. You could go down to the Sunken Shrine. But I think this one's meant to be the second one. Yeah, after the kind of 35-minute mark of this run, or after you've killed Lich, the world kind of opens up a little bit more. Like, there's an obvious way to do things, but if you wanted to, you could sequence break and go and do something else. It's not exactly open world. You couldn't just go do whatever you wanted, but there's a few options of places you can go. I think we do it this way because it's just a little bit faster, you know? I mean, it is a speed run. That would make sense. So yeah, as I mentioned, our mages are level 19, and for that reason, we've just got ourselves Haste for the Black Mage. Haste basically increases the number of attacks that your party members do. So if you cast Haste on the Warrior or the Thief, particularly the Thief, because he's already got high agility, so he already attacks multiple times. If we cast Haste on him, he'll attack even more times in one turn. So normally he'd be like, oh, I'm going to hit you 5 times in my turn, and then he's like, oh, I'll hit you 13 times in my turn, and he does that much more damage. This is why, as I said earlier, the dream would be to have 2 thieves. But no. That is an interesting parking spot I have not seen before. I think we've got ourselves an unrunnable Hellhound here. Hellhounds. Not actually unrunnable, but they are unrunnable when you find them with Ogre Mages. The game does this weird coding thing where it says it's got 1 Hellhound and 0 Ogre Mages, which still counts as having an Ogre Mage in the encounter because it's got it there, even though there isn't an Ogre Mage. So basically it's still an unrunnable, even though it shouldn't be an unrunnable. You could choose 2 thieves. Unfortunately, we need the warrior too much because he lets us glitch lots of equipment that we absolutely have to have. So yeah, welcome to the Sunken Shrine. We have just headed down in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. I hope that's now in your head and you will not get it out for days. Sunken Shrine has a bunch of unrunnables. We are quite prepared for all of them, especially on... I mean, I don't really know Ausabe's route. I know Green's route because it's the route I do, so this works out well for me as a commentator. Yeah, basically, we are going to be using... I was going to say, we've got some ghosts. These guys are weak to fire, so we use Fire Up, which we are using the Mage's Staff that we glitched earlier. If we see Sahagin Princes and Chiefs, they are weak to Thunder, so we'll be doing Thunder, with the Gauntlets that we picked up from a chest earlier. And hopefully we won't see the other unrunnable. It's a bit rarer. other than Kraken, this is the main reason that we came down here. We need the Rosetta Stone. Basically, it starts off the fetch quest that allows us to get to Tiamat in the floating fortress. That's a little way off. About 15 minutes off. I just realised we've just hit about the hour mark, by the way. We still don't have a timer, so consider me your personal timer. We're about an hour in. You can call me Kib Clock. So Green is now heading... Well, he's kind of heading towards Kraken. Ah, there you go. There's the second unrunnable I was talking about. He's kind of heading towards Kraken, but we're going to make a short pit stop to get a light axe, which we are going to be, again, not using for the light axe, but we're going to be using it to glitch more agility equipment because we can't go fast enough because it's a speed run. Gotta go fast. First, there's several floors of bullcrap to get through. I didn't know that. The Rosetta Stone in NES is just called the slab. Oh my, you found the amazing slab. We can learn all the languages in the world from this. I've never seen a slab before. What a rare thing. So yeah, we're going to be getting the survival vest, which is, I want to say, the fastest equipment in the game. I could be wrong on that. It's definitely the fastest equipment that we're going to be getting in the game. We'll be putting that on almost all the slots for the Black Mage. He's going to be our main go fast guy. The White Mage is going to be our main magic dealer, and therefore we kind of got half fast and half magic. Warrior and the Thief are... We're leaving their shield slots because we're going to be putting something there in a short minute. Also, those of you who were paying attention at the beginning, but Kib, you said that you couldn't glitch equipment into the shield slot because it hardlocked the game. Good paying attention, young senpais. No, opposite of senpais. Grasshoppers. Let's go grasshoppers. There is actually an animation attached to the survival vest, so we can put that in the equipment in the shield slot. We can also put the ribbon in the shield slot, which is going to be the other option. Kohai, thank you, reliable weebs of Twitch chat. I wish the grasshopper just was like a direct translation of Kohai. That'd be amazing. Young grasshopper. Yeah, we got another roadblock here. I mean boss. I mean fiend. Kraken is an absolute pushover. There's like nothing he can do. He's really quite dangerous in the casual playthrough, but like he has ink as his main attack, which just doesn't do anything. I want to say that there's a glitch in the game that means that blindness doesn't really do anything at all. And the main thing that it does is just AoE blindness on everyone. So yeah, everything of course would be infinitely more dangerous without our cheating. So Green probably heading off to get another Pepsi Max. I didn't actually mention what these cutscenes are. This is the unlocking of the optional dungeons, which they added to the game in the 10th anniversary edition, which was the GBA Dawn of Souls. They added the Labyrinth of Time to this one, which I want to say was the 25th anniversary. That sounds like a really long time though. But yeah, after you kill every fiend, one of the dungeons gets unlocked. Oh yeah, I found out the hard way. I accidentally sailed my ship into whatever the water one is. and didn't really know how to leave or what to do, and just kind of ran around for a bit. Oh, we have a green dragon sighting for GreenCleric. I like that. That's a 1 in 64 encounter. It's quite rare. I haven't even mentioned this place. This place has the highest encounter rate in the game. You probably noticed. It's an absolute headache to try and get through. And it's got a spike tile just through that doorway where you have to go. Usually not too dangerous for us at this point. But yeah, it is cockatrices and pyralisk. Cockatrices, as I mentioned, can petrify your party members. If everyone gets petrified, it's game over. Basically acts the same as KO. And cockatrices can just straight up kill your party members with one hit. Dangerous birds. Have we got an emote for that? Damn it, I swear there was a Dana Bird emote. Yeah, green is just sailing out after having got the ribbon. The ribbon here is... it prevents you from getting the majority of status effects, instant death, also halves elemental damage. So that is one hell of a powerful thing. There's only 3 of them in the game that you can actually find. However, what we've done here is we've done like a reverse equipment glitch. So we get the ribbon, and then we glitch that into the Gigantacks, which we don't need, but we can use the Gigantacks, I don't know if I'm saying that right, to glitch back into a ribbon. So then we can get ribbons for everybody. Yeah, shall I do a bit of salesmanship here for Speed Gaming? If you want to subscribe to Speed Gaming, who put on loads of events, loads of speedrunning, do it all for free, just an awesome organization, would absolutely love your money, you can get all of these emotes. Just check the bottom right corner for all the emotes that you can get. Also, you can have a nice shiny star next to your name. I don't get paid for this, by the way. There you go. Thank you for the advert there. Green is now doing the lovely walk to Lefenia. Okay, so there's only one unrunnable encounter down here. It's really common. You will get it all the time. It's a massive pain. And that is... Nope. I was waiting to see if it appeared. The zombie Minotaur zombie, that's the one. And they can appear with things, without things, wherever you see them, they're unrunnable. And if there's like 4 of them, you just have to AoE them with your fire. Or of course, they die to a good bit of barbarian sword. I don't get paid by Pepsi either. I wish I did. I advertise to everyone. Yeah, Green didn't get too badly trolled by the priestesses there. So I didn't mention it, but he did have to walk into a priestess. You'd usually do here. What he's actually got there is the chime, which allows us to enter whatever the one on the bottom of the flying fortress is called. You're about to find out. We'll be there in a second. Alternatively, chat could just tell you, Mirage Tower! It's been a long day, okay? Leave me alone. Good good start. Good start to the Mirage Tower there. This is another place with quite a high encounter rate. Not quite as bad as the Waterfall Cavern, but it's still annoying. Nothing, I was going to say nothing is unrunnable. There is one unrunnable, but it's only 1 in 64. 2 ambushes! Woohoo! And this one's got AoEs. Yeah, everyone knew what I was talking about, right? It doesn't need the name. Also, he can't possibly get a blue dragon and a green dragon, right? Because his name is GreenCleric, so he can only get green dragons. Or he'd be called Blue Cleric. This one doesn't count, this one is a spike tile. I like how the game just proves to be wrong. No, you don't count. Now, I talk a lot, so I'm going to start talking about the most exciting thing in this game. Very early. We're on floor 1 of the Flying Fortress, which is a bizarre, machiney place with lots of annoying encounters, as aptly demonstrated by the run here. But on the 5th floor, and only on the 5th floor, is one of the rarest encounters that you will see in this game. He is a mystical creature who does not often like to show his face in this run, but when he does, we like to say that he has blessed a runner. And that is the amazing Wormek. So he's on the next floor. He's a 1 in 64 encounter. I think we've had 2 in this tournament so far. I had one of them. He murdered me. Wasn't the best encounter I've ever had. Yeah, and yeah, he's actually really dangerous. He's got loads of HP, he can nuke your party and basically one-shot you. Which is why Green just did a safety save there. However, he's also really fun, so we kind of let him off when he nukes people. That's not what a Wormek looks like. It's not black and squidgy, unfortunately. How long have I been running this game? 2 years? 2.5 years? Something like that? 2 years. Let's go with 2 years. Tiamat, going down to the Barbarian Swords, as always. Oh, can we take a look at that Black Mage, by the way? 230 HP at Tiamat. Nice. That is a beefy Black Mage, and we love a bit of a beefy Black Mage. There is one more chance for Wormek here. He's still got to get to the exit after the cutscene, but it's not very likely because it's only a few steps. What's his name? Zone? Zones. Okay, it doesn't quite count. I was going to say, that's the dude from FF8, right? Like, the guy who always has a stomachache. I can get behind that as a Black Mage name. It's squishy, bit unreliable. No Wormeks today, folks. Just gonna have to tune into the next route and hope again for Daddy Wormek. I think the other person who had a Wormek in this tournament was Cruel, who won it last year, so he may not have blessed my tournament, but he may have blessed Cruel's tournament because he's still in it. So we are hitting about the 1 hour 15 mark, which ain't too bad for starting Chaos Shrine. This is the final dungeon, people. And ignore this cutscene. This is the opening of the optional Labyrinth of Time dungeon that I mentioned earlier. We're not doing that. We've already got the Barbarian Sword. We don't need to fight the boss. So yeah, what is actually happening here is that now we have 4 crystals, we can activate the crystal, and for some reason it sends us back 1,000 years in time, but we don't really ask how anybody knows that that's a good thing or why we should do that. I think we're trying to do that thing like you prevent the world being destroyed by going back and killing the thing that's going to destroy the... I don't know. That's about the only bit of story in this game and it makes no sense. So, give up. Give up. It's a great start. Got an 8-night ambush. These guys are really easily runnable from, but not as an ambush, obviously. And more green dragons for GreenCleric! And we are hasting our warrior. That's an interesting strat. Haven't seen that on random encounters before. You only need about 300 damage to kill them, so I think that was probably a misclick. This guy's a spike tile, but he's not too tough. You just have to whack him. Ooh, nice. More green dragons for GreenCleric. Take a drink every time GreenCleric gets green dragons. What is Total Chaos? Good question. Anyone who hasn't gathered that yet? I think this is the 4th iteration of the tournament. It's about every year, but not exactly. It's basically just Final Fantasy PSP. Because everything is so random in this game. Everything is RNG, you know, there's so many random encounters, there's so much that can make a massive difference to your run just by popping up when you don't want it to. We call it Total Chaos because it's just chaos. You can die to random stuff. Also, the final boss is called Chaos. So really, it's just a cool name for the tournament. But yeah, it's just a PSP tournament. I say just. It's a very fun game to race. Because you have no idea what's going to happen. Green is just figuring out what he's going to do with these guys. Yeah, there's a ton of unrunnables in the Chaos Shrine. Like every other encounter that you see isn't unrunnable. So you have to know all the ways of dealing with them. They're all weak to different elements. Some of them have different amounts of HP. That is a very lucky preemptive. White dragons are runnable, but they can wreck you if they feel like it, if you can't run away from them, if you get an ambush, you know, anything. We like to call these guys double dragons because one of our runners double drop. He's had some bad experiences with them, should we say that? So, you know, if any runner ever dies to double dragons, which happens a lot, we just say thanks double. You know, like thanks Obama, thanks double drop. Can we get that like hashtag trending? Thanks double. Killed my black mage again, thanks double. So, one other thing about the Chaos Shrine, because we've gone 1,000 years back in time, you know how we killed the 4 fiends? You know, like how Ausabe's stream is so lovely displaying one of the fiends there. We're about to see that guy again. Because we've gone back 1,000 years, so we have to kill them again. But they're stronger 1,000 years ago, don't ask questions! But basically, he now has Flare rather than Blizzara, which actually is kind of less dangerous because we've got more health. Just that. But it still can wipe you if things go wrong. So yeah, can we call this a runner high five? Kind of. And you might have noticed that we are now using haste with our black mage on our thief. basically just assures that your thief is going to do a good bit of damage, and because your black mage has so much haste gear on, no agility gear, he will almost always go at the start of the turn. So basically, it gives the thief more of a chance of killing these strong opponents in one less turn, so they have less of a chance to wreck us. And second fiend, Marilyn. She's not too bad. She's still got fire auger, which, you know, does about 200 damage. Less on the ribbons. Yeah, bearing in mind that the warrior and the thief here have ribbons on, and the white mage and the black mage do not. So they get half damage from elemental attacks. But our casters are a little bit squishy here. Water elementals! Another unrunnable. And these guys are weak to ice, so we're going to freeze them. You can get a lot of these on this floor, which I suppose makes sense since it's the water floor. Other than that, though, everything else on this floor is runnable, which is nice. So you just have to hope not to see too much swirly water. I shouldn't have said that. Third fiend! Kraken! He's still a pushover. He still can't do anything to us, don't worry about him. Oh, I spoke too soon. Okay, he does a little bit of damage to us. That can take out your black mage if your black mage is considerably squishier than Zone, who is a badass. He's awesome. I wish all black mages looked like this. What I'm looking at here is his 258 max HP. You can get to this stage. You can get to the final boss in this game with about 150 HP on your black mage. Chaos does attacks that do about 250 damage, so you're just not going to survive one attack with your black mage. It's great fun. And yeah, HP pools, entirely random. You can't control them. You just have to watch and go, oh no, my black mage is squishy. Oh no, my black mage is squishy. The Kraken can do a bit of damage if she... Not Kraken, but with multiple heads. Tiamat can do a bit of damage if she feels like it. With Thunderbolts. We're probably all safe from this because we've got such a tonk black mage. But yeah, as you can see, does 200 damage. Can easily take out a squishy black mage. But that was nearly the last encounter in the game. Usually you end up getting another one. And then, this is the last floor with the final boss on it. There's no encounters on this floor, so you can just focus on getting to Chaos, doing your menu. This last menu, quite important, otherwise you're not going to survive. Because he hits a lot harder than anything else we've seen in the game. Every single turn. This is basically the main reason that we have a white mage at this point, is because we need her for healing. We're going to heal every single turn, and because of that, we put a gold rod on her, which increases her intelligence lots. And we also took off one of her survival vests to make sure that she is the slowest person in the party. She will go at the end of every turn, and she will heal everyone to full at the end of every turn. Because we can't control whether we go before or after Chaos, we can only control that she goes at the end of every turn, so she gets as high HP as she can. Other stuff we did there, we healed to full, we ethered to full, and our black mage now has a barbarian sword too, as well as a ribbon. Black mage is going to be pretending that he's a thief. He's not very good at it. He tries, bless him. So, final boss time! A couple of years ago, with the route we had back then, it was very dangerous doing Chaos. The first turn is the kicker. What we're going to be doing here is we are going to be putting Giant's Tonics on our squishier players, who are our Black Mage and our Thief. And we're just going to hope Chaos doesn't use one of his high damage spells out the bat, which he didn't. That was a good start. And then, as you can see, White Mage is going to heal us up. Giant's Tonics, for anyone who doesn't know, add 200 HP to your max health. So as long as you can get heal off, now everyone is at like 350 HP. It's that first round that matters. From here, should be fairly safe. I say that, he is going into his Kuraja pattern. So he's got several patterns he can do. He can just smack your characters for like massive physical damage, or he's got a pattern of spells that he can use, which are all like non-elemental spells that do massive damage. Or he can just go into his Kuraja pattern. He's just done 3 moves from his Kuraja pattern there. So basically, after about 5 turns of this pattern, he will heal half his HP. There you go! Oh, fabulous! Wow, that's the worst thing you can get. And then, not long after that, he casts haste on himself. And then he punches so hard. This is not good. This is not what you want to see at all. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's not even trying to do anything else. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen this in a... Oh, I think this might be a reset, guys. Ooh. This is Chaos at his worst. Oh, wow. Okay, well, at least he's left us your Thief up to do a little bit more damage. No, because he already had Kuraja, so yeah, this is a reset. Green's probably just realised, oh, right. Oh, okay, yeah, I think I need to start. No, yeah. That little hesitation there. Oh, sweetie, he's just gonna punch you one by one. He did save just beforehand, so this is not a loss. But, whew. And a blaze. That's going to take out Thief and the White Mage. Yeah, there you go. There's your reset. Oh! I haven't seen a Chaos this bad in a while. That's absolutely the worst thing he can do. That's basically, if he does that, there's nothing he can do. But that's very rare. Hopefully, this will go a little bit better this time. Yeah, you see that Blizzara to start with. It's not too bad. That doesn't do too much damage. And then, you know, you start seeing Slower, and you're like, uh-oh. See Thundara, you're like, no. Yeah, exactly. This is the run. It used to be a lot more like this. That, you know, you'd get to Chaos and go, I hope he doesn't murder me. But usually Chaos is fairly smooth nowadays. That was not good. So yeah, we're gonna start again. There we go. That's better. And he's got the health on. Oh, possibly not the Thief. No, he's got the health to survive that. It's Cyclone and Tsunami that you want to start watching out for. So now, hopefully we're okay. As you can see, he's buffing up his Thief, then his Warrior, or his Warrior, then his Thief. And then he's going to buff up his Black Mage if he survives getting punched. And then it's full Barbarian Sword attack mode. Yeah, this is a much better fight. It's quite good to see physicals, as long as he doesn't crit, because then he can do ridiculous damage to characters. But it's by far his fastest possible attack. So if you want to go first, it helps. And you know, despite the restart there, this is still a really good time. Green's still on about 130, 131, something like that. Should be okay. Warrior looking a bit squishy, but he'll be right. And we should be nearly there now, I think. Oh, not quite. He's really got it in for that warrior. There you go. I would love to tell you that that is a time of 1:31:40 something. I'm completely estimating. I don't know, guys. What I can tell you is that GreenCleric has just got through to round 2 of the Total Chaos Tournament. Very sad that we didn't have a proper race there. But Ausabe just, you know, took a risk, didn't pay off. But Green has done a good time there. I don't know if Green has any idea what time it is. Oh, I can tell you. Oh, I was really close. 1:31:51. We have got a time in live split there. I said 1:31:49. I am so good. But yeah, that means that GreenCleric is going to be going through to round 2, where he will have to race 3 races with the current world record holder. I think we're all going to need to wish him some good luck. Though, with that terrible chaos there, I mean, I think he's just had his quota of bad luck. I probably shouldn't say that. That sounds like the ideal commentator's curse, but... that was quite impressive. I'm just disappointed we didn't say flare. Like, that would have been like the full shebang. I'm just gonna find out whether he wants to do an interview. I'm sure you guys would love to hear something other than my voice after an hour and a half of that. Maybe he's just, taking a break to get some Pepsi Max out of the cupboard, just have a bit of a swig of that stuff. He is coming in. We will just have to wait a little bit. Wait for him to get that caffeinated goodness in his system. Just having a little bit of difficulty on our side. 1 minute. Yeah, we have very hardworking volunteers on Speed Gaming, and I think they've just gone a little bit AWOL. But I don't think anyone can blame them. It is. I mean, it's 3 o'clock at night for me, possibly for them, and it's always a long race. World Rep Princess Sarah, comma, dot, dot, dot. The audio's in and out. I can't hear anything. Do you guys hear things? Silence is killing me. Does anyone have any questions about the run? I can fill time and space. Maybe we can go back 1,000 years into the past and fix Ausabe's run before it ever began. Oh, there we go, guys. I have got GreenCleric in here with me. Sorry for the wait, everybody. We had a little bit of technical problems there. Hi, Green.
Hello.
Hi there. Well done. Congrats on your mental chaos that didn't go so well, and then your great chaos that did go better.
Thank you. I was actually going to ask you about that. I was going to ask for your opinion of that first.
I think you were absolutely screwed from the beginning, mate, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it was like, okay, spell list, spell list, spell list. Okay, Kiraja. Okay, haste. Okay, and then we're just going to kill the warrior, kill the white maids. They're dead 7 times before they even hit the ground. It's like...
Yeah, I've never seen it happen that fast before. That was literally the perfect spell order, like straight from start to beginning. Start to beginning.
And not even that. It was because the thing was, and Kid was joking about it beforehand, but it was basically, okay, your timer's starting early, stop, don't start early, don't do anything like that. And then, of course, when you start the race, it's like, oh, wait a minute, this hotkey's not working. And then the first 15 seconds of the run are basically, how do I get live split to work? Okay, wait a minute, there's a race going on here, we're going to forget that, but of course my argument was, okay, no worries, I'm just going to look at Ausabe's clock. I'm just going to look at his splits and then dot forfeit.
Yeah, that worked for the first 30 minutes of the run.
Oh, it worked perfectly. It was just that then I saw that and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, what did he do in Earth?
Yeah, he was trying to catch up with you, I believe, and just ran straight into Lich, like, yeah, we're going to be fine. And Lich said no.
Oh god, yeah, that's kind of, and the worst part about all that is, you know, when you're not playing with splits, I mean, who cares? You're just having a casual run, everything's fine and that. And I'm looking at, okay, we started the race about 8:10 or so, and I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, okay, this is at 126, 127 pace. This should not be happening.
Yeah,
this is not.
It was a really good run.
It was, and then at the end, Chaos just said, nope.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. Sometimes Chaos just... You had really good HP on your Black Mage, you know, you'd like done a really fast menu, you went into it great, and we saw Lysaga, that's fine. Slower, oh, okay then. Thundara, oh, okay then. You know, sometimes that's just how this game works.
I was kind of just expecting, I was thinking we should have just done everything perfectly. Should have just killed the warrior, killed the white mage, and let's just get up the flare. Let's just give everyone...
I said that. I was like, I'm disappointed we didn't see flare now.
Yeah, it's like, if you're gonna do this, you go all out. But, I mean, honestly though, I have no idea, like, that was actually a really, really good run up until that point. I mean, Nothing too screwy, nothing too crazy, just everything was going kind of smooth, bouncing out in that. I mean, aside from the end, I mean, I have no complaints. I mean, I wish, part of me wishes it was an actual race the whole way, just so it would be like at the end, go like, oh no, that's gonna kill me. But no, I mean, I honestly have no regrets. I was kind of disappointed, you know, to see the dot forfeit, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, this is total chaos, and there's a reason why you can save at any point in the game, which we all forget sometimes.
Yeah, we noticed your many safety saves. I was saying, that's probably a good idea. Don't worry about that one.
Well, the other thing is that when you play this so long, there's certain points where you're like, I know the odds are against me, but I also know one day I'm not going to do this, and then all of a sudden it's going to be, okay, 15 minutes down the drain.
Yeah, it always is, isn't it? It's that one time that you think, I'll be fine, and then it isn't.
Oh yeah, it's that one time. It's the one time that you just go, oh yeah, I can make it through Ice Cave. I had 3 great Ice Cave runs. I can make it through there without a safety save and that. And, oh, hello, White Dragons. Hello, Mind Flayers. How are you doing? Okay.
Yep. How are you? Would you like to have tea? No? You'd rather murder me? Okay, then.
Yeah, that's always the case. Always the case. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, I'll take...
Yeah. I mean, you did great. How do you feel about your upcoming match with the Final Fantasy 1 world record holder?
Well, it was a good run. I mean, it was a good run. No regrets. I mean, look. I mean, anything can happen in these races. Anything can happen. I mean, like when we played in the group stages, Ausabe, I mean, one race he didn't put up a good time. At a race, he put up a great time. I mean, anything happens. I mean, you go in there, it doesn't even matter if it's bad encounter luck, accidental wipe, anything like that. I mean, you can only control what you do. You can't control what your opponent does. I mean,
Yep.
if I go up against a 126 for some reason, the odds are probably not in my favor, but I can't control that. I can just focus on trying to have as solid a run as the RNG will let me, try not to make too many mistakes, and just YOLO and go from there.
And also, I mean, last week we had 2 126s in the same race, which was absolutely mental. So that could happen. That can always happen.
That can always happen. I mean, if that was the case, I mean, I wouldn't have any regrets, but I mean... Well, okay, I lie. I mean, you wouldn't have the regrets, and then, 5 minutes afterwards, you'd be like, I just wasted a 126 on that.
You just want to punch your opponent, really. Let's be honest about it.
Oh, you just look up and you go, why? Like, you just go...
Like, so, I need to find a hitman and put it out on my opponent, thanks. Yep, okay, that'll work.
Yeah, gotta take, get the passport, take a flight. Anyone asks where I'm going, I'll be back in 3 days. I mean, that's all they need.
But yeah, I think, like everyone, you've got as good a chance as anyone in this tournament, so go and win the tournament. You can do it. We're all rooting for you.
Yes, I have to represent Team Earthquake proudly.
You do. Because everyone else is out now, I think.
Yeah, everyone but me. So, no, I mean, thanks for that. I mean, whatever's gonna happen, I mean, just gonna hope for the best next round, and, it's only the world record holder. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean...
It's fine. You'll be fine.
I'm sure. Thanks for your support.
Have you got any shout-outs or anything you want to make?
Not really. I mean, thanks to you for staying up late and giving us some glowing commentary. I'm sure I'll have to listen back to it. Just so I can retime my run and just look at all the green that's probably on my splits before we hit. But but thanks for that, and as always, thanks to Speed Gaming as well for doing all the great things they do and allowing us to entertain everyone with a heavy dose of RNG and rage quits.
Yes, as always. And guys, I think I've just been taking a quick look. I think we've got some Zelda on Speed Gaming 3 and 4. We've got some Metroid Prime on Speed Gaming 1. So lots of other stuff. Go check that out. Speed Gaming are awesome, and they've got a massive variety of stuff on always. And follow the runners, including Ausabe, because he's a great runner too. Just had a bad day today. And we hope that you join us again. I think Thursday is our next race, so hope that you join us again for some more Total Chaos.